Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Icebreaker live Q&A session here. I'm Doc, and I am the head of, obviously, of Doc Productions. This is, I believe, our excuse me, our third or fourth time that we have done a live broadcast for Icebreaker. Let me turn myself down in my headphones here. I'm just going to mute me. So this is a chance for you guys to ask any questions that you might have pertaining to the event. We're going to look over event rules. We're also going to be going to the event posting itself. We're going to look and see if anybody's left any questions on that nature. And yes, I apologize. I'm playing with my nice shiny tack knife. So let's get right into it. Let me go ahead and you guys, I'm going to make it really easy for you guys to follow right along. Let me minimize some screens here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring up the Doc production. I'm going to go ahead right now and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. So here we go. I'm loading up. Obviously, you go to Doc's Productions. And we're going to come right down in here, and we're going to go right into the Operation Icebreaker event post. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is obviously January 20th, 29th, the last weekend of January for this event. So really, we only have about 3 weeks to, get ready, get your tickets. If you haven't gotten them already, I'm going to tell you right now, on the 15th, probably the night of the 15th, if not the morning of the 16th, ticket prices will change. I know that's Martin Luther King holiday, but we will be changing the pricing of our tickets at that point to $50 a ticket. That's also our walk-on fee. So if you decide not to get a ticket while we're selling them and save that extra 10 bucks, you're gonna, obviously, when you walk on the field, it's $50. We can take cash, we can run credit cards or debit cards. We do all our processing through Square, so we'll have our tablet out there with us, and we'll be able to run it right through. If you have the chip, we got the chip reader. We know that's the big thing now too. So we have that stuff to do it if you decide to come on the field. So I would highly suggest that you go ahead and you get your tickets this week if you haven't already gotten them, just because of the fact that, like I said, I'm going to make it easy. The morning of the 16th, we will be changing the prices to $50 a ticket. That's just how it's going to be. So we moved our location to the Fort Stewart Airsoft Field here to give you guys a very easy way, whether you're coming from whether if you're coming from north or south of Richmond Hill, it's exit 90 on Highway 95. You're looking for Highway 144, and it's 144 East on Fort Stewart. You don't have to worry about, gate passes or anything, because the way Fort Stewart is set up, they have a main highway that goes through it that allows general traffic to drive through this portion of the base that's not off limits or locked down per se, with a gate to get into it. So you're talking about, I think it's like 15 miles from the time you go into that gate, you drive past the gate to where you're going to see the entrance to the Holbrook Recreational Center. It's going to be on the left-hand side of the road. It's going to be on your left, so your driver's side. You make that left, you drive down a little bit, and on the right-hand side, you will see the airsoft field. So there's a big sign that says, I think it says paintball field, but it's there. And I'll go down a little bit further. We did do a walk through the field. I believe I got halfway through the field before the field actually, or before my phone died out. So with that being said, it's a very nice size field. You're not going to be left lacking. I know I posted up a field picture, a map, and all you see is trees. Well, they're very high pine trees. So it's hard for the Google Earth or Google Maps satellite to shoot down through those trees. So it gives good cover from above. It's very lush, very green, which was really nice. So unlike what we would have ran into at Georgia Airsoft with all the leaves off the trees and everything, you would have been able to see all the way across the field and been able to see what others were doing. This case, we have a much larger area, and the teams will be able to move accordingly. Tickets are at our squareup.com web store that we run now. This is how we do all our operations. And you click on it, it'll take you right to the Falcon Battle Systems page, and you're good to go right there. Let's go ahead and look at some of the details. And I highly recommend you guys look at this stuff as well, because there's a lot of information right here. First cool thing that I want to bring up for you guys is that the field will be providing free HPA tank refills through the whole event. So both Saturday and Sunday, the field will provide tank fills. So that's awesome. The campground is a little further down, but they do charge $12 cash per tent, okay, on that location. These are primitive campsites. There is a fire pit. I believe there's a picnic table there. They don't have power hookup. I believe if you want a tent area that has power hookup, you can purchase that. I highly recommend that you try to get down onto the field before 5 in the afternoon. After that point, the main office is closed there, but you can turn around and RV Site 1 is where the people that run the camping site will be, so you'll be able to go there. I will be making signs for not only to be able to find where you need to turn to come into for the event, but I also will have signs that lead you to the camping area as well, so you don't feel like you're lost. So that's cool. And the cool thing about this is these campsites, this field is ran by the MWR, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. And this is a huge thing for those on that base, on Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Air Force Base as well, because the money that's coming into them from the op, from the raffle, and from you guys camping on site is this money goes back to the MWR, and it helps them to improve their campsites, to improve the field, to also support troops that are being deployed. You know, my thing is, I remember when I was in Iraq, my first deployment, the MWR were set up our gyms for us. I mean, we had full weight rooms, we had treadmill equipment. I mean, we had free weights, we had workout balls, the whole 9 yards. And it was because the NWR was putting together this stuff and sending the equipment out there for us. So it's a great thing to get behind them. Let's talk about uniforms here. As you guys realize, the Border Patrol Agency or Protection Agency, as well as the DEA, Woodland BDUs, MARPAT, Ranger Green, and OD Green are the only uniforms that is allowed. I highly recommend that you guys look at some of the FBI's OD Green setups. That's a good way to kind of get an idea. You can look at some of the older Woodland BDU setups from police departments and things of that nature. Remember, these are uniformed troops. You're a uniformed team. So you need to be the part. Now, for the RML, the Renegade Maple Leafs, you guys are the drug cartel. You are the weapons traffickers in this area. Think civilian clothes. Think, you know, offset. You know, you guys aren't wearing BDUs. You know, I've had a lot of questions about, oh, yeah, multicam. Yeah, it's on this team. However, if you really think about it, you could wear multicam with a plaid shirt. You know, multicam bottoms and a plaid shirt. Think civilian-wise. You're a drug cartel. You're not a military. So think of that nature when you build your uniforms. Here's our storyline here, just to give you a brief overview. Since the 1980s, the U.S. Border Patrol has been having to deal with mules, or Canadian drug and gun runners, coming south across the Canadian-U.S. border. They seem, in most cases, to be able to move undetected no matter the defenses the U.S. Border Patrol puts into use. However, the Border Patrol Agency and 2 undercover agents. Now, you guys need to pay attention to this. 2 undercover agents in the Canadian runners camp. And for the first time, the U.S. might have the possibility of slowing the flow of drugs and weapons into the U.S. As of 2100, on January 12th, 2017, new intel has come in that the Canadian group known as the Renegade Maple Leafs is going to be moving one of the biggest shipments of drugs and weapons across the border down into Colorado. now is the time for the DEA or for the BPA and the DEA to not only put a stop to this shipment, but possibly capture the notorious leader Syrup Daddy. All right, so that gives you kind of our base storyline. Sponsors we have right now, we have Grey Wolf Tactical Combat. They're coming out there. They're going to be our on-site vendor both days. They're donating an M50. It's the shell ejecting, gas-powered sniper or bolt action rifle. I actually have one of these. They're quite nice and very impressive for a bolt rifle. You know, you got a 5-round mag, you put your shells in, and the shells eject every time you go to rack your bolt back. So it's pretty cool. Just some updates for you guys. I know you're probably asking questions on the Facebook side of things or on the YouTube side of things, and I'll get right to them after this. Right now we're looking at 29 to 30. So we still have plenty of spots open. We're looking at a 20-on-20 battle right now. My goal is to sell this out. And the reason why I say that is because the money, the player fees that we can generate off of this are going to into the MWR. So that's a good amount of money going to the MWR that they can improve the Fort Stewart field with. So it's a big plus. This was just talking about the live meeting tonight. And then I also want to show you guys this right here. You guys were asking about schedules for the game. So I want to show you this right now. I have posted it on both the planning forums. But on the 27th, we'll be out there on the field starting at noon. We're going to be placing props. We're going to do a field walk down. And we're going to be on the field till about 5 in the afternoon. So if you want to come out and do a field walkthrough, please have at it. This is non-shooting status, so there will be no registration going on. So at that point, there'll be no chronoing going on as well. So this will be a time for us to get objectives out on the field, and if you want to come out, you can walk the field as well. What's really cool is that one of the home teams that are out there, the Black Knights, are actually going to be our on-site field admin. They know the field backwards and forwards, and it's a great asset to have those guys as part of our cadre out there on the field. So Saturday, we're going to open the field at 11 a.m. The chronograph and registration is going to open up at 11:30, and it's going to go till 3. I would hope that gives everybody plenty of time. And let me tell you this right now. When I'm actually going to be into the field a little earlier, but officially things won't kick off until 11. I'm probably going to get out to the field till at 9. So if you guys show up at 9:30 and you want to start registration and chronograph, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't have an issue with that. That actually kind of helps. But I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get there on time. And again, we're going to run registration and chrono until 3 p.m. Again, the Black Knights are going to help out with that. So that way we can move things faster. Please, we'll go over the chronograph and the joule limits for the different weapon types, but please, 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 please read these rules, print them out. We're going to have our safety briefing from 3 p.m. to 3:30. We're going to do troop movement from 3:30 to 3:45 to get you guys out on the field. And then game is going to start at 4, and we are going to end X at 9 p.m. So we got 5 hours of gameplay to start off our op there on Saturday. And the reason why we're stopping at 9 is there is no lighting on the field whatsoever. There is if you guys watched the video I did when I did the walkthrough, there was a screened in area. And what we're going to do is try to put some glow sticks around that. So if you're out in the field and you're looking for a point of reference and you can see glow sticks, that's a good thing. The other thing I'm going to do is get some 10 to 15 foot long PVC pipe, and I am going to attach glow sticks to those. So that way, as it gets darker, if you guys are in the woods, you can locate those and walk your way towards it. So that way, if anybody does get lost, you have a point of reference, find yourself to that area, and then walk out. And then one thing that we'll do, I'm going to try to get some wooden stakes that line this one walkway. And once it gets around 8 o'clock, I'll start popping glow sticks, and I'll put those walkway stakes so you guys know how to get out of the field. And I'll talk to Bill, the gentleman that will be running the field, and see if he can kick on the lights over the paintball fields out there, the speedball fields. Sunday, we're popping off early here. 8:30, the field's going to open. troop movement starts at 9:15. Okay, 9:15 to 9:30. That little gap in there at 8:30, I would recommend that you have yourselves to the field by 8, because I will probably be there by 7, just so we can start getting people in there. We're gonna start game at 9:35. We're gonna have a lunch break at noon, and it's gonna go noon to 1, and then from 1 to 3:45 will be the index at 4 p.m. We have the rifle. We have the raffle. I apologize for that, and then we have index at 5 p.m. So that's our schedule. So go ahead, please print that out. Let me see if we got any questions going here. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Jason. How you guys doing? Glad you guys are joining us. Let me go ahead here real quick. Catch up so I can leave some. Looks like it's trying to. Oh, it's sharing my screen. Okay, I see what it's doing. Oh, that's why. You guys are seeing it. I'm seeing it because I'm sharing my screen. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and respond in there, and we'll go from there. So let's go right on back here. So we've had some people ask about, gameplay, whatnot, hours of operation. And so I went here, I posted it, but then we turned around and made it a much bigger schedule. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how you should look as one of the RML. I mean, this is actually really good. This was done by Kalia, and I have to admit, that's pretty badass. He's playing the part. You're from Canada. It's cold in the northern border. If anybody's ever come across in Colorado through Canada, it's still cold even during the summertime. So I thought that was really good. That was really, really cool. So let me come up into here. I did post so here's the field map. Yes, it looks like, somebody left a comment, oh, it looks like somebody's backyard. Well, it's not. Like I said, really high tree cover. And to give you an idea, this is a RV area right here. This right here is the paintball field. This little building here. Parking lot area is all right here. I'm sure if we have to, we could probably park over in this region too. They're bigger than what it looks. And these are 2 fields, and there's a path that comes down in here and disappears literally into the woods. I probably made it about here. So you have these roads that break down the field. There is a village in here. There are bunkers all through here. So again, very playable. Give you an update on patches. We're still waiting to hear back from our patch manufacturer, even though we've left several messages. And if we get the patches after the event, the plan is to make sure I have everybody's address. If not, I'll post on this page, hey, I need people's addresses. Please PM me. I'll get you off the rosters. Because when we went over to our new system, when you go to sign up, it doesn't require you to put your address. So I get your name, your phone number, and your email address and what side you want to be on. But this is what we're looking at for our patch. I think it's pretty cool. I like having the Canadian flag, maple leaf flag with the paw print in the center. Let's go ahead. Now, back on December 18th, I did go live 8 minutes and 43 seconds. And if you guys watch this video, you'll see where I'm walking in. You'll see that screened up section I was talking about, and you'll see the village right before my camera dies. So there's that. Somebody just... Oh, yes. Excuse me. It's my birthday today, so everybody's leaving me birthday wishes. Thank you. I still don't see any questions right now, so let's keep on moving with this for right now. Guys, I guess this week might be the exception. I'm not really sure what we're looking at weather-wise. I mean, last week we were in the 70s, and it got down to around the 40s and 50s. And you can, I mean, honestly, with me, if you're in a tent and you have the right sleeping bag, you're not really going to be cold. You'll be comfortable. You know, so for those guys and gals that are getting hotels, when you search hotels, look for Richmond Hill, Georgia, is what you want to look for. Plenty of hotels around Richmond Hill. And if you get in here, I actually live in Richmond Hill. So if you're coming in Friday and it's after I'm off the field, and I'll make sure I let everybody know, hey, I'm leaving the field right now. There's no one on the field. You know, please don't do field walkthroughs at this time. And that's what's going to happen. When I leave the field at 5, there will no longer be any more field walkthroughs happening. Just because, you know, again, if I'm gone and Bill is gone and people are walking out there, you have the chance to have the MPs called on you. So that's not what we want. We want to be able to come back and use this field a few more times. We've posted some videos here. You know, we're not going to email rule sets to people. Again, you see this. So what about multicam? This is telling me that you're not reading the information inside the actual event posting. When I see questions like that, but that's all right. I went back and I showed everybody in this video how to locate the rules, how to, you know, how to find out what color, you know, what side multicam's allowed on. And again, you know, once we posted the schedule, people understood this a little bit better, but, you know, be sure that when you roll through this and you start looking, go through the whole event posting and start looking at what other people have posted as well. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the FPS limit. Matter of fact, I'm going to scroll back up. Some of you are probably like, oh my God, he's scrolling all the way back up. So here's what I'm going to do, because this is a docs production. Each of the planning pages have the rules posted in the notes or in the document section. So let me show you guys right here. Here's notes. In the planning groups, it's called a document. So they're there. And oh, wow. So right here, we have event rules. You can go ahead and click on that. And that is going to pick up the event rules right here. For our uniforms, you know, I said to you guys, there is no black top or bottoms allowed. Gear, boots, gloves, that's completely different. But there is no black top or bottom. So please don't come in a pair of blue jeans and a black polo or a black long sleeve shirt and think that's fine. I will actually say to you, you need to change. Just not going to happen. If you are wearing a black hat, because the colors should be enough to set them off differently between the two sides, the headgear is really not that big of a deal for this event. Let's scroll down here a little bit. You know, eye protection is a must. There is a difference between the for iPro between meshed and stamped steel. We did post that. If you go to the Operation Black Bagger 2 page, you will see the difference between the two. Vulcan Airsoft sells them. I believe I posted a link as well for that stuff. The age cutoff for this event is 14. We do recommend for all players that, you know, a mesh mask, balaclava, iron face, paintball mask, and mouth guard. They're recommended for all players, is what we recommend. This event is a mid-cap only mag event, and our good friends over at Grey Wolf Tactical Combat have a great deal going on to save you 10% on mid-cap mags. You can use the code Icebreaker. It's all capital letters, and they will bring the mags to the event for you and deliver them. I believe they'll be there Friday. Probably will set up their area, or at least set up their tents and get everything nailed down. And then Saturday, they will be on site. And yes, they will have Enola Gay smoke grenades. They will have guns, mags, BBs. They are actually providing us our 3 O's that we need for chronograph. So we want to thank them for that as well. So they're our main sponsors, and we appreciate everything they do for us. So definitely, if you're looking for mid-cap mags, check these guys out. They got great deals going on. And you can carry an unlimited number, okay? No drums for non-support weapons. So here we go, support weapons. And there's even a post on the event page, on the event posting, that clearly talks about what classifies as a support weapon. So here we got your SAW, your PKM, your M240, your Vulcan minigun, okay? That's allowed. Your G36 will bring in bars, RPKs, the Crytek LMG, because that is a LMG. That's what it's built for from Crytek. It just happens that it can take M24 mags. No on the M28s. Your G36 needs to be the MG36, and I have pictures posted for those as well. So no M4 with a Moss mag or a box mag. Same thing with DMRs. I don't want to see an M4 with a huge scope on it and you come in and tell me, oh, it's a DMR. No, it's not. So make sure we have that under. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Ask them, and I can answer them for you. Cheating will not be tolerated, okay? We do have field admins. As I said before, these guys know the fields. They know the rules for that field. They know these rules, okay? If they catch you cheating, the rules right here, number 2, cheating will not be tolerated. You will be ejected from the event with no refund. For repeat offenders, penalties will be assessed for the entire side. Hit calling. The last thing I need is a bunch of people saying, oh, I know I hit you. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you feel that you're hitting someone, 9 times out of 10, if it's a huge engagement going on, there will be a field admin there. Call them over, say, hey, I honestly think I'm hitting this guy, and he's just shrugging him off. The field admin will go around. He'll watch the exchange take place. And if that, he will call the guy out, and they will assess penalties from that point. If it's the first time someone's been warned, we're probably going to pull you out of the game, have you sit for 30 minutes, and then you'll respawn in after 30 minutes. So just be aware. Also, there is a thing called an honor kill or an honor check, and our field admins do have the ability to walk around and honor check you. If they feel you're trying to be sly or sneaky, they'll walk up. Or even if you're just sitting behind a tree, they might walk up behind you, pull their pistol, shoot you in the leg. You know, just say hit. You know, perfect, easy to do. The ref's gonna look at you and say, don't worry about it. You're good. Just check it. Remember, this is a game of honor. When people start cheating, that's when the fun goes down. Okay, so we need to eliminate that as much as possible. We do not allow the use of anything under a 2 gram, a 0.20 BB. Yes, chronograph is with a 0.30, but if you feel you want to use 0.20s, that's perfectly fine. We just don't want to see you using 0.18s, 0.13s, 0.12s, any of those, because of the fact that they are made of an inferior plastic. There's usually bubbles in them, and when they hit, they shatter. Don't do it. If we catch you doing it or we suspect you're doing it, we will ask to pull your mag, give the mag to us. We will open your mag out, or we will pop the BBs out of the mag if it's a mid cap. And if we see that, we will tell you to walk off the field. And at that point, the field admin will make the decision to either remove you from the game for the rest of the game or assess a penalty. You're out for 30, 40 minutes. Drain your mags and add in the proper ammo. So please, nothing under a 0.2 gram BB. Our vendor, Grey Wolf Tactical Combat, will have plenty of ammo on sale. I will also have some 0.25 5,000 round count bottles of the Jag Arms BBs. And so again, if you can't find something you're looking for, please, one of us will have it. Players younger than 18 must wear full face protection: iron mask, mesh, half mask, eye pro, full mask. No mesh, eye pro. I posted the picture of what the difference is between the mesh, which literally looks like fencing the way the wires are crossed, and then what's stamped steel, which are 2 completely different setups. If you have a question about your goggles, please send us a message with the link or photos of what you have, and then we will let you know there as well. FPS limits for this event are hard and non-negotiable. 0 exemptions, okay? All hits to the operator's bodies count as kill, including your web gear. Gun hits do not count. If I wanted to go real mill on this, Real sim, basically, you know, if somebody took a round to the gun, more than likely it's going to rip your trigger finger off, break your arm, break your wrist. But gun hits don't count. However, if you're excessively and it's just hit my, oh, it's hit my gun all the time, we will put a field admin around you to see if that's really happening. Please make sure everybody has a dead rag. Bright, safety, orange or red. The best way to do this, guys, is go to an auto parts store or Walmart, go back into their auto area, look for, I think they sell them in bundles between 5 and 10 red shop rags. Those work perfect. Those are absolutely perfect. Right here, and act as if you've been fatally shot. Remain motionless for whatever period is set for the game. Do not stand up, sit, or lay down. Do not remain standing. Okay, do not stand up, sit, or lay down. Do not remain standing. You just got shot. Lay down. And the reason why I'm telling you this, if you put yourself in the crossfire, you're going to get continually hit because at some point you're blocking somebody else's shot. So I suggest you just lay down, put your dead rag on your head, call medic. We have a 5-minute bleed out. It's right here. Bleed out's 5 minutes. If you don't get healed by a medic at that time, you're going to place your hand in the air and you're going to go back to your respawns. Right here, gentlemen, we will be monitoring all the radio channels. We have quite a few radios, and we can monitor them. So if somebody comes back and says, hey, I think they're monitoring this channel because every time we move somewhere, they're always there. Dead men don't talk to live operators. Dead men don't talk on the radio, not even to say I'm dead. All right? So, ooh, getting messages here. So please don't start talking to other people. If we see you doing that, that falls within cheating. All right? And at that time, a field admin can assess a penalty on you, your team, or we can just kick you out of the game with no refund. Okay? You've been warned. If any operator have any disputes, they will resolve them in a respectful manner. Do not yell out for others to call their hits. The correct response is check or ref check to call someone out. Results in point deduction for your side. Okay? So if you're calling this to call someone out, results. So if you're saying, hey man, call your hits, guess what? Your team is going to take a deduction in points. You're semi-auto the whole entire event, you're semi-auto. The only weapons that have full auto ability are support weapons. There is no electronic warfare, so no jamming or listening in. If we find out you are, guess what? Bye-bye. See you later. If we see this, if we ban you from our event because you do something horribly stupid, we will then contact Third Coast Airsoft, American Milsim, and Milsim West and let them know, hey, this is why this particular player was banned. This is what they did. We're just letting you know. It's completely up to your decision if you want to, allow them. And the same goes for this. If Third Coast gets a hold of me and says, hey, this player's been banned because of this reason, ultimately it's my decision. But if it's bad enough that a major milsim production company has banned you from their events, well, I'm probably going to do the same. And, that's up to you. And again, every offense is weighed differently. So hit details, please be vocal when you're hit. Let people know. Get that dead reg out as soon as you can. Put it on your head. Put your hand in the air and yell, hit, 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 so people know this. Again, any part of the body counts as a hit. Let's see. Rounds that stop vegetation and continue on to hit you count as a kill, but ricochet. So that means if someone's shooting in a corner to try to bounce them off the wall to hit you, doesn't count. Hits to guns do not count. Excuse me. I'm going to check right now. Anybody have any questions? Is there a link for online waivers? I'm going to reach out to Bill on Monday and see if I can get a link to the waiver. I'm also going to talk to the Black Knights because they have the events out there as well, and see if I can get a copy of the waiver and post it online. I know sometimes the voice delay between the two hits up there. All right. So for the medic rules, again, if a player takes a hit anywhere on the body, gear, clothing, etc., they are considered hit. This includes weapons that are slung or pistols in the holster. If a player's weapon is hit while they are holding it, the player is not hit. Ricochets do not count as a hit. So if you plan on playing medics, please, each player needs to carry 2 bandages on them. What I recommend is go get 2 ace bandages. Something that you can reuse at other events, because we have taken in another event's rule set and have modified them to fit our events, and we think this is the best way to do this, just because as you go to play other events, other Milsim events, if you already know their rules and are already playing mine, you're good to go. So what I highly recommend is that each person carries 2 ace bandages, just like it states here in the rules. That way you can be medic twice. Once you're medic the 3rd time, you will wait your 5-minute bleed out and you will return to your spawn. Spawns are every 15 minutes. Okay? So if you get back right at 12:31, you are sitting there until 12:45 before you come back out. So right here is our FPS limits. As you can see, we will be chronographing with a 0.3 gram BB. I gotta make some. Okay, so I'm gonna help you guys understand this. So all riflemen, so all AEGs, your AKs, your M4s, your G3s, your straight up G36Cs or G36s, you're a rifleman, okay? 336 FPS or 1.55 joules with a 3.30 gram BB for riflemen, okay? Break. So this is what we're sticking with, okay? 366 FPS with a 0.3 gram BB. And yes, we will have 0.3 grams. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring your empty mid cap up to us, or your, with high caps, because people have asked, we are only going to allow 2 high caps or unlimited amounts of mid caps. Please don't try to carry both. Just don't. Anyways, so 366 FPS with a 0.3 gram BB. Okay, that's for all riflemen. For support gunners and DMRs, okay, it is 1.86 joules for support gunners and DMRs. All right. You have a 50-foot minimum engagement distance. Okay. Do not light somebody up with your single shot SR-25 or your, whatever else you're using, and zap somebody that close. Okay. Just don't. If we see it happening, we will ask you to move or ask you to come off the field. Snipers, you have a 3.6 joule for sniper bolt action rifles. That's your bolt actions. 150-foot MED, okay, minimum engagement distance. All HPA weapons will chrono with a 0.3 gram BB with a limit of 1.5 joules unless the weapon is of a DMR, sniper, or support class. All right. Support and sniper weapons must be accurate in appearance. That means an SR-25, which only allows semi-auto, and you're not planning to play a role as a sniper, okay? That is a DMR. Do not show up with an M4 with a huge-ass scope on. That is not a DMR. An AK with a box mag is not a support weapon. And all regulators will be zip tied, okay? We will zip tie them. So once you get them adjusted, we have small zip ties and banding wire. So you will have a zip tie and banding wire that will make sure you guys do not adjust your regulators. At any time that you adjust your regulators, you will have to be re-chronoed. The same thing for for you guys with any PTWs, any Sistemas, or anything along those lines, if you change the cylinders, you have to get them re-chronoed. Plain and simple, guys. Don't try to beat the system, because what we will be doing is we will be doing spot checks. Okay, we'll carry a couple speed loaders with us with 0.3 gram BBs in them, and if someone says, hey, wow, that guy is really shooting hot, we'll walk up to him and we will turn around and say, okay, let's see what you got. And we will check you out. Just to give a little bit more clarification, if you show up with your MP9 or your MP7 or your MP5 or your M4 and it is an HPA, 0.3 grams, nothing above 1.55 joules, which equivalates to 366 FPS. Plain and simple. All right? So please don't try to get around the FPS limits. 1, it's not cool. 2, it's unhonorable. And 3, this is a safety thing. This is a huge safety thing. If we find that we go out there and we find that you've tampered with your zip tie or banding wire on your regulator, or you have a quick change spring on your AEG, and we come to find out that you've done that after you've chronoed, what's going to happen is we will kick you off the field, and we will more than likely probably institute a 6-month ban, because at that point it's a safety issue. At any time that you need to change a spring, change a cylinder, adjust your regulator for whatever it might be, you need to come back. You need to go to chrono. You need to find a field admin and say, hey, look, I had to change out my cylinder. I need to re-chrono. That's the honorable thing to do. If you go out into the field and start using it without re-chronoing, and we spot check you, and we find out that all of a sudden you went from 366 up to 450, there's going to be an issue. All right? There's going to be a huge issue. And all of the field admins will have this information on a card. So that way they can carry it with them and they know exactly what the FPS limits are. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, no refunds. Refunds only to military service members who have duty. Tickets are transferable into another player's name if sold. Just please let us know who that player is so we can make the adjustments on the roster. Don't show up at the last minute and say, oh, I took Henry's ticket. Well, Henry didn't call us and tell us, so let me see. Do we have anything else here? Okay, so there's that. These are the rules, okay? I am going to get with a few guys from the Black Knights, see if they can get me a roster, see if they can get me, maybe there's a standing rule set out at this field that I'm not aware of, and I will get those posted as well. Objectives are being worked on as of this time, and basically what your commanding officers or your team leaders should be doing right now is getting you set up. The DEA, Border Patrol, remember, you're more military, where the RML is your civilian drug cartel weapons stuff. So again, look at that map. Plan how you want to move stuff. When you do a walkthrough, maybe take some video or some pictures and look at that stuff as well to help you out. So that is our rules. Let me minimize that. And again, you can find this in Docs Productions. Go into the notes section, and it's right here. Okay, very easy to find. I can tell you guys, you're really going to enjoy the objectives. I think we are going to see I think this event is going to give a good start to the season for us, to the year. You guys are going to have a lot of fun playing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. This one is not as a super serious milsim as in what Black Dagger 2 is going to be. So definitely hit that up. Does anybody have any other questions right now? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to talk a little bit about. Oh, hey, how you doing? Radios. Where? Oh, my cord's on the floor. So I haven't posted radio channels, comm channels yet, but we're going to be doing that shortly here. Move that over here so I don't see it. If you have Bofang radios that you get them programmed, we will have our laptop out there so we can, for those of you guys that need to have your radios, programmed, please let me know. For those of you guys that are using like Motorola Talkabouts, Midland radios, Cobra radios, anything along those lines, the frequencies that I'm giving you guys for these are general GRS and FRS channels. So whatever those Motorola's are using, you program them right into these. This is a Bofang 888. They also have the UV5R, which is really nice. That has a bunch more features, digital readout. You can use it as a repeater, which is nice too. So if you know how to set that up, you could actually probably hide that somewhere, or, you know, if you have a radio comm guy, he could be your repeater, so that way you can boost your signal further. We are going to be, just to give you a little insight here, because again, Falcon Battle Systems will be out there with some Kydex products. We won't be making products on site just because we're running the event. But we'll have some holsters. We'll have some grenade pouches with us. We're going to have tack knives with us. Not this one. This is my special gold. Anyways. But we will have that out there. And we are going to have a few of the Bofang 888s. Brand new. We're going to, when we get them in, we're going to program them. So that way you guys, they're already ready to go out of the box. We're going to charge the battery, and then once the battery is charged, we'll do a quick comm check, make sure everything's testing out like it should, and then we'll put it right back in the box, and you're good to go. So we're going to try to have 4 or 5 of those on hand, maybe a couple of the UVR5s as well. So we'll have some of those for sales. For some of you guys looking for radios, and are wanting to get the programmable ones, I can tell you right now, this is one of my first ones. I've had this radio. Matter of fact, let me make sure this is one of my first ones. That it is. I have had this radio here probably, probably 7 years, 6 years maybe, around there, 5 to 7 years. I've had them for a while, and that and my UV5R I've had for a while too, and they've never let me down. I think I'm probably going to be, for some of mine, I'm going to buy extended batteries. So, but anyways, we're gonna try to have some of these on hand for you guys, already programmed, already ready to go out the door. So that way, all you gotta do is pay for them and boom, put the battery in, turn it on, you're ready to go. Now they do have, if you go and you watch the video that I made when I did my 8.5-minute walkthrough, they do have a building there. They do have bathroom services, facilities. So that's a plus. What we're going to try to do for registration is we're going to try to set up everything inside their building. Hopefully they'll allow us to do that. So that way, as you come in, you can get everything taken care of. That will be our registration and first aid. So if anything massive happens, you know, we have a first aid stand, so if you have to call EMS, they know right where to come. So yeah, you know, like I said, we got Grey Wolf Tactical Combat out there. They are going to be the main airsoft supplier. You know, they'll have masks, they'll have goggles, they'll have wire mesh, they'll have balaclavas, they're going to have some pistols, they're going to have some AEGs. They're just starting now to get into the HPA stuff a little bit. But what I can recommend to you guys, let me bring them up real quick. The person that you want to speak with is, and you can look him up on Facebook, Paul Davis is one of the owners of Grey Wolf Tactical Combat. And then you also have Chris as well. And please, you know, I'm going to go directly to their page, their airsoft page. for their store so you guys can check them out. And again, if you reach out and send them a message and say, hey, look, I'm going to be at Icebreaker, or, at Icebreaker. I want to order this stuff. Can you bring it with you? So that way we don't have to worry about shipping it. What's really cool, I met Chris and Paul about a year ago in Florida. I went down to an event, or like a game. But what's really cool is this picture right here. That's me back in the day when I was in Washington State. And this is my group right here, Scout Rangers, and we were doing some photo shoots. And so, yeah. But let me show you guys. So right here for magazines, if you come over here and you go to magazine and you go to magazine box sets, and there's another cool picture of us, and yeah, fun times. Washington has some of the best places to play into, especially when you get the mist because you're in the Pacific Northwest. But anyways, we're gonna go to box sets right here, and this is what they offer. So what I recommend to you guys is you go ahead, you place your order. The discount code is Icebreaker, all one word, all in capitals. They will bring it to you, okay, which is really cool. They will bring it to you. They have some other stuff with them if you're looking for pistols. They have some tactical gear. They have, your main necessities if you're looking for Thunder Bees, if you're looking for matter of fact, let's wonder where they have their well, they did have some up here, but there you go. They have batteries. They have plenty of ammo, and they carry the full range of bio ammo because that's the big thing for Black Dagger 2. It's an all bio event. And Grey Wolf Tactical Combat's coming out for that as well. So again, they're gonna have that stuff out there. Let's see if I can. So they do have the half face mask for you guys that might be wanting. Some stuff, but again, this is the rifle right here. Let me show this. Actually, no, that's not. That is something different. Here. Oh, no, that's not it either. Well, I am wrong again. Here it is. Oh, and the page is not found. So they took it off their website, but they sent me a bunch of pictures for it. But they do. They have patches. They have the hardware for flash hiders, batteries. If this is what you guys are needing, they can bring it. Definitely give them a holler. But yeah, that was you see right there's one of my first gen holsters. But these guys, Grey Wolf Tactical Combat, they're awesome guys. Definitely hit them up. Definitely get with Chris or Paul. If you're looking right there, his name is Paul Davis. This is the gentleman you want to be in contact with. He can help you as well. They have a shop here on Facebook as well, which is cool. Here's some of the iPro hats, shamags, bio ammo for Elite Force. If you're looking for, they have Golden Ball, biodegradable ammo. The Jag. So if you're looking for heavyweight sniper ammo, here you go right here, .40s. They got some boonie heads in, and again, some more shamags and other stuff. So definitely check these guys out. Let them know what you're looking for. Guarantee they can probably help you out and hook you up. So, let me just check to make sure there's no other questions. All right, guys. I don't see any other questions. It looks like we had 2 people watching, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and end out tonight, guys. Please remember, read the rules. Ask your questions now so that way I can get with you guys and get your questions answered as soon as possible. Remember, we're 3 weeks out from the event. We're going to be at Fort Stewart Airsoft Field. We're going to breathe some life into this huge playable area. And I'm really looking forward to this event. Remember, we got 30 spots still open on each team, plenty of time. The price is going to go up Monday morning, up to $50. That's also our walk-on price. And we're just looking to have a great time, guys. Remember, Grey Wolf Tactical Combat, Falcon Battle Systems. We're just going to have a great time out there. So again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to message us on, post up on the event, but please look through the event postings. There's a lot of information there that questions have already been answered. And I'm glad I can help you out. We will have one more of these live CO or live Q&A sessions probably the weekend before the event. We will have one more of these. So that way you guys can get any last questions that you might have out. But time now, this week now, save $10, get your registration ordered, or get your registration taken care of, and come out and have a great time. This coming weekend, I am going to be out in, I believe it's up in Fayetteville. I'm going to be at Op Fragile Sovereignty 2 as one of the COs, so I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be an awesome event that's being put on by Tog Milsim. And then I get a week break, and then boom, come right up to Icebreaker. And my schedule for February looks pretty empty. I was going to attempt to go to Iron Horse or Ironclad, whatever one it was, but I have other plans in October. And just to let you guys know, we're looking at Red Thunder on March 3rd through the 5th, and then Operation we are not, and I'll talk more about this later, Noob Day is where I'm probably going to be at on the weekend of March 17th through the 19th. So good times all around. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to share this posting to your planning pages. Let them know what's going on. I'll post this on the main page as well, on the event page, so people can watch it. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm. If you're in the cold area, stay safe. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night on the Falcon Flyby. Take care. Have a good night. Doc out.